I've been eagerly anticipating today, so I'm just going to jump in. HPD is going to double our supportive housing production, and we're going to do it despite the budgetary constraints that we face, because it's the right thing to do, and because there's no more compelling need than the need for supportive housing. Thank you. To date, we've had a proud record of financing supportive housing production. Tim O'Hanlon, who unfortunately couldn't be here, and is our Assistant Commissioner for Supportive Housing, and I know so many of you do know him. Tim virtually pioneered the 9% home model. It's a model we've employed to great success. It allows us to finance about 500 units per year, and needless to say, we're going to continue employing the 9% home model. However, it is a model that inevitably is resource constrained, particularly in an environment in which we're subject to large federal home cuts. So to the extent that we want to expand what we're doing, we have to look beyond what we've been doing historically, which is why today is such a seminal moment. The only way we double supportive housing production is through collaboration. Collaboration around collectively recognized goals, collaboration around committing new and incremental resources, and collaboration around sharing and leveraging resources. And the opportunity to achieve that collaboration exists now. It exists right now in this moment moving forward. It also exists because of the incredible community here. And it exists because of the incredible commitment of my counterparts, Daryl and John. They're two leaders for whom I feel deeply grateful, and two leaders I feel a great sense of pride in being able to share the stage with tonight. And I thank you, Chairman, I thank you, Commissioner. You've been great partners, and looking forward to continuing to make this a reality. So, how are we going to ramp up our production from 500 to 1,000 units? Having just listened to Daryl and John, I think you already have a broad sense of how we plan to do it. As Daryl noted, to start with, the state is going to be releasing their RFP, making $25 million available for capital subsidy to New York City supportive housing groups. The money is going to be used to build New York 3 units. It's also going to help New York City providers who have capital shortfalls move projects forward. And in many instances, it's also going to leverage HPD capital resources, allowing all of us to stretch the money that we have across more units. For our part, we're prepared to match MRT funds with city capital in an amount of up to $25 million. Thank you. Additionally, we, through our partners, HDC, will be bringing new resources to our supportive housing financings. For the first time, HDC will be committing subsidy to supportive housing deals in addition to bond financing and 4% tax credits. As with other HPD-supported supportive housing projects, HDC financings will also be further supported by project-based Section 8. The infusion of new debt structures and HDC subsidy is also going to allow HPD subsidy to go a lot further. Mark Yar, unfortunately, isn't here. He couldn't be here today, but I want to thank Mark Yar, I want to thank Joan Talley and Rich Furlick for their unprecedented commitment. Thank you. So, what about Section 8 vouchers? Section 8 vouchers are obviously a critical linchpin in supportive housing production. HPD obviously commits our commits our Section 8 vouchers to all of our supportive housing deals, but our program has been fully subscribed, which is where my partner John Rea and his team at NYCHA come in. As you just heard John commit to, he's generously making available, and this is not an easy thing to do. He's generously making available up to 200 vouchers annually for use in HPD financed supportive housing projects as a means of both expanding New York 3 production as well as creating supportive housing units for NYCHA clients who need support. Moreover, NYCHA is collaborating with us to release annual RFPs on underutilized NYCHA land specifically targeted for supportive housing production. Thank you. Again, NYCHA's land contribution will make for lower development costs and, again, allow our funds to go even further. Lastly, Enterprise Community Partners, which is a long-standing commitment to the eradication of homelessness, has also stepped up. Enterprise is going to be committing $750,000 for pre-development costs on supportive housing deals. This is money that HPD doesn't have the flexibility to provide, and hence it is very important money towards ensuring that we can get to our goal of producing twice as many affordable housing, supportive housing units annually. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Enterprise. And there is more to come. For instance, right now, we are in the process of working with LISC and Denise Scott to structure a supportive housing pre-development fund as well, which can also be a flexible source of funding. As always, Denise is a spectacular partner, somebody that always steps up. So thank you, Denise. Thank you, LISC, and we're looking forward to being able to announce the specifics of that shortly. So in looking around the room, I feel incredibly fortunate to have all of you as partners. And I certainly feel unbelievably fortunate to not just have the state and NYCHA as partners, but specifically to have Daryl and John as partners. In every instance, they've gone above and beyond, and that transcends this specific collaboration that speaks to many other fronts. Moving forward, I feel as if all of us have an opportunity to drive this goal to reality, and we have an opportunity to fulfill commitments to help those most in need of support. In truth, when I assumed my role, and I've told Bill this, I didn't know that much about supportive housing. I wasn't particularly facile or familiar with this industry. And it wasn't until Shinny actually came to me, it wasn't until I started understanding what Tim O'Hanlon actually does, that I became energized in wanting to do more. And at one point, Ruth Ann Wisnauskas, who's our Deputy Commissioner for Development and my good friend, she'd candidly asked me, so why are you getting so energized around supportive housing? And I think there's a lot of answers to that question. I think there's a lot of answers for that question for each and every single person in this room. To start with, though, once you have an opportunity to see a quality supportive housing product, and to understand who's helped by the projects that we build, the projects that you build, it's almost impossible not to be a convert. Moreover, once you have a sense of who our clients are, it's almost impossible not to feel a personal connection. And it becomes almost inevitable that we see ourselves in our clients. I have a son who's 13. His name is Danson. He is one of the most unique and brilliant people I know. He's also nonverbal, and he's autistic. So while he's among one of the most unique and brilliant people I know, he struggles with things that we just take for granted, things that we all do effortlessly. That said, like so many of our clients, should he choose to later in life, he deserves to live independently, and he deserves to live with dignity. I make no assumptions about the heights he's capable of attaining, and that he's proved me time and again wrong. He defies definition, he defies boundaries. But I do know that should he choose to live independently, he will need support. And the same is true of countless New Yorkers. Whether they're homeless, youths aging out of foster care, veterans struggling with transition, elderly with hampered mobility, or developmentally challenged, I see my son in every last one of those clients. Human beings for whom, with no support, or human beings for whom, with some support, we should make no assumptions about the heights that are attainable. In closing, I'd like to thank Ruth Ann Wisnauskas, Alexis Sewell, Tim O'Hanlon, Charlie, and Ray Hodges for helping me see the world differently. Thank you.